Hey, Lauren, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, but I've got an echo. Let me see how to fix this. Can you hear an echo? Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Oh, I do hear. I'm doing well. How are you? I do hear a delayed echo. That was like probably 30 seconds ago.
Okay. I think it's better. Can you hear me now, Lauren?
Yep, I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay. Good night.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Tom.
Hey, what's going on? This is my first time doing it through a phone. I'm at the Pitt Fair, so I had to sneak down the side alley here.
Sounds good.
I saw your name on here.
You saw my name?
I said, oh, no.
That's
Okay,
the general reaction. I'm just kidding.
Let me tell
That's
you.
great. I'll take my chair duties elsewhere then.
Oh, you're the chair.
See. We're going to need to put him on mute on constant basis if he joins us again.
Are you Caitlin?
I am. Hey, nice to meet you visually.
If you guys ever want some good dirt on Lauren, I got pictures of her trying to get cranberry sauce in little cups.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, you
Oh,
know it.
man. Well,
I
Caitlin, are we
believe it.
waiting on folks or?
I know that CD will not be here. Jake Barrow will not be here. Kayla may or may not be here. see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I
6,
believe
7.
James is joining.
Yeah, I think James is on now. Yeah. We have a quorum. If you want to go ahead and get started.
And Lauren, I just, as the tech person trying to be tech person, we are being recorded and streamed live through the YouTube channel. And that's a requirement since we are meeting virtually.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, welcome everybody. Caitlin, if you want to just do roll call for us.
Yeah, sure. Lee Guth,
Here.
Lauren Howard,
Here.
James Rhodes,
Here.
Eulalia Williams,
Here.
there she is. Dr. John Silvernail,
I am here.
Lakeisha Pittman,
Here.
Mary Frances McClure,
I'm here.
and then we have CD Gay, who is not able to make it tonight. Mr. Jake Barrow is unable to make it. Kayla Hall, it may join later. And then Mayor Gloristine Brown is not on. I know there's 2 people I have not called. I actually don't have the list in front of me. Who am I missing? I can pull it up.
Brandon, you're missing Brandon
Brandon Qualls
and Billy.
and Billy. Billy Billy is on the road working. He actually just texted me. Thank you, Lee.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the September meeting. We have a lovely guest with us today, one of my favorite folks in the community. So Tom from Joy's Soup Kitchen is joining us today. And then later, and I'm imagining Caitlin, correct me if I'm wrong, if Tom will do an update, or do you want him to do it here?
Yeah, if we can go ahead and approve the minutes and do community updates, I think it could be good for him. I know he was interested in hearing kind of what was going on in the Food Council. So if we want to do community updates and then get a little intro and update from the Food Council, if that works for you, Tom. Great.
Cool. All righty, so moving right along to approval of minutes. I hope everybody got a chance to review the minutes from Caitlin's email today or this morning. Does anybody have any questions or corrections for the minutes? All right. If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the, what was that, August meeting?
July.
July
We
meeting.
did not meet in August.
Oh, yes, that is correct. July. Is that a motion?
I move that we accept the minutes from the July meeting as emailed.
All right. Is there a second? I think I heard a second.
I'll second.
All right. All righty. Well, minutes are approved. Moving right along to community announcements and updates. Probably may be nice if we all go around before we say our updates to, of course, introduce ourselves to Tom. So in no order, of course, I'm looking at my Zoom screen. So Lee, do you want to go first?
Lee Guth, Tom, I'm the Cooperative Extension Director here in Pitt County, and it's a delight to finally get introduced to you. I've heard many great things about the work that you do, so welcome.
Thank you.
Miss Eulalia?
Hi, I'm Eulalia Williams. I live in Farmville, North Carolina.
James?
Hey, I'm James Rhodes with the Pitt County Planning Office.
John?
Good evening, Tom. I'm John Silvernail, Dr. Silvernail. I'm the Pitt County Public Health Director.
Mary Frances?
Hey, I'm the pastor at Bethel United Methodist
The
Church
things that
in
you
Bethel.
All right,
And
Lakeisha?
did you want us to do community update or
I
not?
did, but we can wait for that.
Okay. Okay.
You're good.
Hey, Tom, I'm Lakeisha Pittman, Outreach Coordinator at the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina.
Then Caitlin?
Caitlin Cummins, coordinator for the Pitt County Farm and Food Council. And I believe we will have one more person joining us, Lauren, and that will be Kelly Andrews. And she is it, Lee, can you name, I always mix up the words. Can you name who she's with?
As do I. Kelly is now a department head in Pitt County government for economic development.
Pitt
And
County Development Commission.
Pitt County Development Commission.
Great. And she will be joining us shortly.
Good to meet you all.
Great. So do we want to go around and have community announcements, or Tom, do you want to introduce yourself first?
It's however you guys want to do it. It's your meeting, and I'm just thankful that you guys wanted me here.
Well, how about you introduce yourself? So for folks that don't know, you can talk a little bit about you and Joy's if they're not familiar with the soup kitchen.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Quigley. I'm the head volunteer over at the Joy Soup Kitchen. I've been there now a little over 3 years, and I got on the board of directors last January as the chairman of the kitchen. And this past January 2021, I took over as chairman of All Joy Incorporated. Basically, I don't know if any of you know, I know Lauren and Lakeisha have actually been over to the kitchen, and they've actually helped me put trays out the door. Last year, the soup kitchen was in dire straits. We were on our way out. We had minimal money left in January of 2020. And if we had continued on the path that we were, we would have probably been closed by May of 2020. And then the pandemic hit, and the pandemic and the city of Greenville together saved the Joy Soup Kitchen. And it was great. I know I spent 26 years as a paramedic firefighter in Boston. I was on DMAT, FEMA Mass Task Force 1. So I was very familiar with working with pandemics, Ebola, SARS in Japan, Hanavirus, everything. And the first thing I did is I reached out to the restaurant community last year, and I said, I know you guys are going to have to close. I'm feeding homeless people. If you close, please give me all your food before it goes bad. And it was from there and through Facebook that I actually was able to meet everybody. And now we're doing very well. I might say, but the numbers have increased. Where last year we served 27,592 meals the whole year. As of today, I'm just under 30,000 meals this year with 3.5 months left to this year. So I've already surpassed myself, almost 3,000 meals with 3.5 months to go. We all know that the pandemic didn't see race, didn't see gender, didn't see anything. It just took whatever it wanted, and the numbers are staggering. And those of you in the food business, in every other business, you see the cost of things going up. And this is why I'd like to develop more relationships with organizations in Pitt County, because what you need, I might be able to get, and what I need, you guys might be able to help me get. So that's a little bit about me.
Any questions for Tom? Well, I will say from a perspective of working at ECU and seeing Joy's in the 5 years that I've been here, you've definitely done great work for them. So thank you for really saving that organization, because I've been with them for 5 years or since I was at ECU. So you're doing great work, and it is a true joy, no pun intended, to volunteer and get all of your comments throughout the service experience. And Lakeisha can attest to that as well.
Tom, Lee Guth, I have a question. I'm a member at St. James, and I think I remember that you all were doing some kitchen renovations. Is that right?
Yes, we are. We were. And
Does that mean they're finished or on hold?
no, last year I was able to raise and purchase $42,000 worth of brand new equipment. Just last month, I had a $14,000 redo of my floors. I had a painting company come in and fix and paint my walls. And right now, I just put on order a 14 by 10 foot exterior walk-in freezer, because I'm being offered stuff that I have nowhere to put anymore. And so this freezer is going to cost me $20,000, which I have already raised $11,000 for. And I just went ahead and ordered it 2 days ago.
All right. Any other questions for Tom? All right, seeing none. I know that we have another guest join us, or at least on the Zoom screen, I have another guest join. So Kelly Andrews, if you want to pop on and introduce yourself, and then after that, we will go around and reintroduce ourselves. But when you reintroduce yourself, just go straight into your community announcements, if that's okay for the council. So Kelly?
Yeah, hey, I'm Kelly Andrews. I'm the Director of Economic Development for Pitt County. So I've been asked to attend and happy to do so. So I'm happy to just listen and hear the community updates, and I'll chime in as I can or as appropriate.
All righty. Thanks, Kelly, for joining, as well as Tom. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to go back in kind of the order that we initially went in. So if you could introduce yourself for Kelly, and then go into your community announcements, that would be great. So starting off with Lee.
Kelly Lee Guth with Cooperative Extension. And in terms of community updates, I have run the farmers market for about 3 weekends in a row, and really excited to report that the senior citizen redemption for their farmers market coupons, this is a WIC program for seniors. I think we probably did upwards of $2,000 to $3,000 worth of business with seniors buying fresh produce with those benefits. So that was really exciting to see. And our EBT use is on the uptick as well. I think the most exciting thing I want to share with you is one of our alum on the Pitt County Farm and Food Council, Karina DeRoche, has taken the job with Pitt County as the community relations coordinator. So she's going to be working with the county and citizens on trying to improve community relations. And I think some of those issues around inequity will be part of what she's doing. So I'm just thrilled for her. And she appeared before the commissioners last Monday.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Moving on to Miss Eulalia.
Okay, so my name is Eulalia Williams, and I live in Farmville, North Carolina. I don't represent any organization in particular. I love community gardening. I have one in Greenville and one in Farmville. Plot in Greenville, and we do a whole garden thing going on in Farmville. So I'm excited to say we got a grant this year from a university, and it's helpful, although, yeah, we just got it. So we're working on what we're supposed to do for that. And we got another new community gardener this year from Atlanta Community Gardening Community. And it's a man. He's got tools and he's eager to go. So I'm excited that there's new interest. There are new people coming in that want to help things move along. We have, as far as the other food situations are concerned, I've seen 2 food trucks, and we've got a new restaurant. Some of the restaurants are not doing very well. The food distribution, as far as I can tell, is going all right for the people that can get to the food. And we have a new food stand, produce stand. A person goes out and gets produce and sells it to the community few mornings a week. And that's what I know about Farmville.
Thanks for that. Any questions for you, Lelia? All right.
This is Mary Frances. What days do they do the produce? Because I'd love to come see.
I'm not sure, but I can look it up while we're talking and put it in the chat.
That would be fantastic.
Okay.
All right. Moving right along to James.
Hey, Kelly, it's James. Good to see you again. Couple of updates. Number one, I think it's been alluded to at some point where we were talking about federal funds coming down, the American Rescue Plan funds. At least half of those funds have been received through the county already. The county's going to receive about $35 million. We've received the first half of the installment, and several pots of money already been designated. Everything from upfits to some of our buildings, to broadband, to homelessness and housing. And just yesterday, I met with Alice Keene. Of course, Alice serves on one of our subcommittees, and we're looking at putting in some requests for funds for outdoor recreation. And this also somewhat ties over to the community garden out at our district park. We're looking at having a larger shelter in the greenhouse property. Most of you are familiar with that, where we're converting that more to a passive recreation type site. And just as an example, we already have the Sally Jacobs bus sculpture, I think, Lee, is the proper term for it. But nonetheless, that is an attraction, and hopefully as COVID starts to dispel some, we can get folks out there. But we're looking at building a shelter, which also would house some larger and better restroom facilities for those folks that work in the community garden out there. So that's just an aside to kind of get folks together. And Lee's already mentioned about the farmer's market. It's right across the street from that too. So hopefully it'll be an attraction as people are in that general vicinity. We call it the county home complex, whether you're at the farmer's market, Village of Yesteryear, Council on Aging. It's just a great place to kind of visit and really pick up a lot of things that would be, that you'd be interested in, whether it's a pet, whether it's dropping your trash off, or even going over to the farmer's market and picking up some things there. So hopefully we can get more folks to come out to that site, and hopefully it will stay on the transit system as well for the city of Greenville, help get the transportation we need out there. Number two, we're getting ready to embark on a comprehensive land use plan update for the entire county. And with that, we'll be reaching out to the far boundaries, Stokes, Chicago, Fountain, all places in between in the upcoming year to try to get citizens' input and some of their concerns about how things may be growing or not growing, some of the environmental impacts, anything that has to do with land use in the county. We'll be out there knocking on doors, sending out everything from meeting with senior groups to social media to try to get folks engaged. And then finally, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least allude to Census 2020, now that those numbers are back, our office is very much engaged with the redistricting project for the commissioner voter districts. So we've got a public hearing at Monday night's commissioners meeting. That will be our first one, a second one on October the 18th. So if you're interested, one of my new interns just said, who cares what voter district you're in? Well, there are people that are concerned. So in turn, if you're concerned and you want to see, hey, did I move from District 1 to District 3? Where did that boundary line go? Why did it shift? Monday would be your great day. So you're welcome to join us online or in person for Monday night's commissioners meeting. We just launched our website. You can go on that today. I'll put that information in the chat box and you can try it out. Let us know if it's working properly or not, number one. So Census 2020, I'll wrap up with that and redistricting. That's all I have.
Thanks, James. Any questions for James? All right, seeing none, moving on to Mary Frances.
Out in Bethel, and I know your parents, Sandra, we've started planting for the fall crops in the community garden. They're very tiny right now, but they're getting bigger every day. And we had a great conversation Monday talking about maybe some ideas for the former Bethel Food Hub. And it sure would be nice to be able to buy fresh food in town since we have no grocery store.
I believe that building went up for auction and was bought.
Well, from what I understand, the person that bought it changed their mind because the CSX Railroad owns part of the property. Mm-hmm. Unless someone else has bought it since then.
No, that was an issue, but I believe that he is working through that. So I think that.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I think that deal is still being worked on, but issues are being ironed out. So, but I can get more of an update on that for a future meeting.
That would be very exciting. But. And
sorry to interrupt.
Bethel was, oh no, that was helpful. Bethel was excited to host the 9/11 celebration for the county on 9/11, so that was neat. That's about all that's going on.
Any questions for Mary Frances?
Hey, did you say you knew my mother? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm the new pastor at their church.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
I've been over to see them.
You certainly have. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Mary Frances, I believe Eulalia just dropped the answer to your question from earlier in the chat, just so you know. All right, moving right along to John.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Tom, just, I don't want to be guilty of occupational profiling, but when I heard your voice and saw your mustache, I said, this guy's got to be fire service. And I'm an old firefighter myself, 38 years in my volunteer company back in New York, past captain in my department, was a New York State fire instructor and was the chief medical officer for the State Urban Search and Rescue Program, now known as New York Task Force 2, based in Albany. So, I give you a USAR high five.
I was a medic for a couple of years out of Lincoln Hospital in the Bronx too, before I went back to Boston, and then I got on Boston Fire over there.
Well, good. We'll have to swap stories someday.
Definitely.
Our update, our public health update for tonight. COVID numbers have actually softened a little bit. I'm cautiously optimistic that we are on the plateau or maybe over the hump on the Delta wave. but things can change quickly in COVID. So I'm not willing to put a lot of money on that bet. Vaccine wise, we are up to 52% of the county partially vaccinated and about 48% of the county fully vaccinated. We have had some success with sort of a walk-in clinic at the Piggly Wiggly in Greenville. Modest success that we've done maybe 10 people a day over there in a 2-hour period. So we are looking to set up some dates for October. We don't have those dates set up yet, but I expect that we're going to be back there probably for 3 or 4 weeks in a row in October to do vaccines again back at Piggly Wiggly. We did go to the opening of the Natural History Museum this weekend, had a vaccine crew there. Unfortunately, we did not give any vaccinations at that event. We were also at the Bethel 9/11 event, did not give any vaccinations there. But Bethel's been kind of blanketed. I know Bob Biden's been up there a few times. I think we've been up there. Lots of vaccines pushed up towards Bethel, which is a good thing. We will be at the fair this week. We're going to have a crew at the fair every day doing vaccines. If you're at the fair, say hello to my folks. They'll be giving shots at the fair to folks who want them. And we have vaccines available every day at the health department. We are kind of the Moderna hub for the county, so we have the Moderna vaccine. We're doing first shots, second shots, and third shots for those who are eligible for third shots. You may have heard last week, Pfizer did get approval for a booster dose from the FDA for those over 65 and with high-risk conditions. That has not been passed by the CDC yet. They're meeting, I think, tomorrow. I anticipate that they will issue their clinical guidance, and that will start for those who got the Pfizer vaccine. Moderna is probably about 2 weeks behind in the pipeline. I anticipate that they will have a similar process where those over 65 will likely be offered the option for a booster, and if you're in a high-risk category, offered the option for a booster. I don't think they're going to go forward with wholesale boosters for everybody with the Moderna, just like they didn't do for Pfizer. And I think that's probably about it for my end of the shop here. Happy to answer any questions if anybody's got questions.
I actually have one, Doc Silvernail.
Sure, Tom.
We had set up, I was with Pitt County Health, and they were supposed to come for a couple of months to Joy, where the front of my building was initially supposed to be Health Assist Medical Center. And they only ended up coming for a couple of weeks. And a lot of my people got their first shot. And then they were advised to go across the river. But most of my people who come there, they don't drive. A lot of them don't even, they just walk from the neighborhood. If you are looking for an October place to set up another vaccine site, the front of my building is set up with 2 exam rooms. There's running water in there. There were exam rooms. I'm actually I'm at the fair this week raising money to rebuy exam tables, IV cots, blood pressure cots, all that stuff. I am in the process of trying to reestablish a clinic in the Joy Community building. And if you need another place, we're right down the road from the Peg. If you guys want to come down, because I know it was very successful and down there, and a lot of people came. And then when they came back for their second shots, and then I called over there, and it was Christine, and she's like, "We're done." And I'm like, "How do I get them the seconds?" And she's like, "Send them across the river." But if you guys are looking for another place, I did it the whole month of July, and I'm willing to offer facilities to do it again indoors.
Yeah, I thought we were doing that on an ongoing basis, Tom. I'll talk to my nursing director about that.
Okay.
And see if we can't put a crew over there to get boosters into folks if they need their second shots.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Dr. Silvernail? All righty, moving right along. Kayla Hall, I know you joined us. So if you want to introduce yourself for Tom and Kelly, you can do that and then go into your announcements and updates.
Okay, so Tom and I met, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Tom, it seems like forever now, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So we have met, but I'm Kayla Hall. I am the director for the Community Benefit Grants Program with Vidant Health. We fund in Pitt County and all across Eastern North Carolina communities where we have hospitals, disease prevention and management programs, and we do a lot of food security and food education programs as well as far as funding. And I don't really have much today. I'm getting lots of great reports in from all of our grantees and working on those, summarizing those to get them to the boards so they will agree to fund again next year. And we will be opening up our letter of intent process again, looking probably mid-November. So that's all I got.
Awesome. Any questions for Kayla? All righty. Moving right along to Lakeisha.
Hello, Lakeisha Pittman here, outreach coordinator at the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. For me, quite a little bit, so bear with me. We recently, just last week on the 15th, got through our first conference in 20 years called the Empowered to Feed Conference. It was for our partner agencies. It's a knowledge and resource conference for them. Covered a lot of different topics around EDI, which was led by Dr. Tobin Walton from North Carolina A&T and our very own VP of EDI, Mariah Morrell. So that was a really great session for our partners. Talked a lot about climate change and how that's affecting our food and things around that nature. Just talked to a lot of them about strategic planning, succession planning, and just the power of partnerships. There are a lot of things all day long to help them build as a partner and just advocate for themselves and grow when it comes to serving the clients and customers that they provide for. Part of that was tied to Hunger Action Month, which is all of September. And last month for Partner Appreciation Month, I did hold an open house for the partners here at Greenville for about 2 days. So we offered a lot of prizes and raffles for both this conference and that open house. So a lot of them were excited. Greenville was very well represented in the conference winners. And so I was pretty excited about that. Along with the Partner Appreciation Month, we did hold a moment of silence for our partners that we did lose in this last year and half or more with the pandemic going on. So that was very, very close to my heart as well. All the other OCs as well, to the partners that we worked with that we ended up losing due to this pandemic. Wanted to share about our Great Pantry Makeover. That is going to be held the end of this month, actually 9 days. Our winner this go around was Salem United Methodist Church. So looking forward to how that goes and how it plays out with them with redoing their pantry with Food Lion. Our benefits outreach team is working on adding multiple cohorts of partner agencies specifically across our 34 county service area with doing more SNAP outreach. So I'll be working with them and any other folks that they find outside and our neighbors to be able to find more resources around that and offer that to folks. Last thing I kind of want to bring to everyone's attention, it's not necessarily food bank directly related, but I attended the last couple of meetings with a Mexican as far as their North Carolina Latino Disaster Recovery Alliance. They had an inaugural meeting back in August, and they had the second meeting last week, actually. So they're looking at continuing that and building out the mission and the vision of how that's going to look and how to respond to disasters and reaching all the communities that they need to reach when those things do happen. But I do plan on continuing to sit on that and work with them with that because they are, of course, they worked with us in the past, but as well, just keeping you guys updated on that as I know more information for that is all for me.
All right, thanks, Lakeisha. Any questions for Lakeisha? All right, seeing none, I will just give an update from ECU. So for those that don't know me, my name is Lauren Howard. I work at the Center for Leadership and Civic Engagement on ECU's campus. I have the pleasure of overseeing our on-campus food pantry, Purple Pantry, but also another organization out of our office called Campus Kitchen at ECU. So I've been on this council for about a couple of years now and serve as the chair for now. But updates for me. So I want to give a shout out to Dr. Silvernail. He sat on a 9/11 panel for our cupola conversations. So I want to give him a shout out as well as a thank you for attending. For I know a lot of students appreciated that conversation. Just knowing that students weren't really born yet at 9/11. So them remembering it was definitely good at ECU. We've been pretty active in the Purple Pantry world. So we, of course, still have our main campus student center location open, but we have opened on Health Sciences campus. So that has seen a lot of folks visit, especially on the lunch hour. So we're excited to be on that campus and see the growth of Purple Pantry in the past year. We also have a new AmeriCorps Vista joining our team. I'm not saying you're old, Dr. Silvernail. I'm saying these students are young, which I'm reminded on a daily basis. So it's not
You're
just
saying
that.
you're wise. You're wise.
You're wise.
I had to throw that in, Lauren. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I see like 96. I see 02s. I see 03s now. So it's a little bit of a, eye-opening moment for me.
Birthdays and knowledge, you either accumulate it or you don't,
Yeah. But beginning this September, we had an AmeriCorps Vista join us. So that individual's name is Demetrius Sheard. So we were trying to take him around Greenville to show y'all or to show him y'all's faces. So we may introduce you virtually to him. He will be working with Purple Pantry Healthy Initiatives, along with Lakeisha at the Food Bank, and then Chad Kerwin at the Greenville Community Garden and Orchard. So we're excited to have him join our team. Purple Pantry will also be joining the Food Line Feeds Collegiate Challenge. The winning school will get $10,000, not just for their pantry, but other initiatives. So we're excited to be competing with 12 other schools. So we'll see where we are in December. And then with the holiday season around the corner, Campus Kitchen typically hosts our annual Turkey Palooza event. So we order around 50 turkeys, as well as complete about 50 boxes. And so we'll be splitting that down the middle for Joy's. So Tom at Joy's and then Melissa Arrington at Little Willie Center. So we're excited to still continue that, for we see a lot of interest on campus to help the community out with our Turkey Palooza event. So a lot of updates from me, but any questions for me from ECU's perspective? All right.
Lauren, I have one, and I don't know if I can pull it up on my email or not. Are you aware of the effort on the Health Sciences campus to do a community garden that would, it would be run by students and would kind of subsidize the vegetable prescription?
Are you saying sorry, I had a student just barge into my office. But are you saying on Health Sciences campus?
Yeah, about them wanting to do a community garden or a garden where they would be producing vegetables to go into their vegetable prescription program in Health Sciences.
I haven't just yet. I know with us being there, when I say us, Purple Pantry being there, I'm starting to meet like more folks over there. And when I say folks, like faculty and staff that help those initiatives. So I can definitely reach out to those that I have connected with thus far to see, but I haven't heard of anything like that just yet.
They've contacted us about trying to get some help with the production piece of it. And I guess it wouldn't be a community garden as much as it would be more of a garden where students would be working in order to supply this food to folks that were seeking health services there. And it may be part of Dr. Lauren Zastra, who spoke to us before.
so.
It may be part of
I think it's Sastre. Dr. Lauren Sastre.
I was just curious if you were, I'm looking at my email trying to find it, but I don't have any luck. Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, I'd still love to connect with them to see
Okay.
how we can offer support. So
Will do.
cool. Alrighty, any other questions or community announcements for the good of the order?
Lauren.
Yeah.
Are you guys the Purple Pantry a 501c3?
No. We're just a partner agency with the food bank.
All right, because I just got an email. The Tar Hill Foundation is awarding a $75,000 grant, 1 to 6 organizations, and I was going to let you in on it, but now I'm not. But I was submitting my grant today, but I was going to get you that info. Also, for the gardens, have you guys connected with Love a Sea Turtle here in town?
Yeah, so actually our Greenville community garden and orchard is I guess funded through Love a Sea Turtle. So their connection is pretty strong. And that's Chad Carwin with the Greenville Community Garden and Orchard, but he works closely with Dan and Kay from Love a Sea Turtle.
Yeah, we gave them $1,000 this year to fund their seeds. So it's a vicious circle we're all in now. I love it.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions or community announcements or updates?
I just have a comment. Speaking of seeds, I don't know if there's an interest in making a seed garden somewhere. We have more seeds than we can ever use, and then we don't have anything to do with them, and nobody wants them. So it'd be neat to know if we could do something about that.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep you on the list, Eulalia. I know for some of our larger days of service, we can give students seed packets. So that may be ultimately a service event within a service event, is to really give these seed packets to students, and so they can create their own gardens essentially.
Great, because now they're just like sitting in my house going unused.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely tell Alex Dennis to see how we can organize that to potentially make that a service event. All right. Well, I will hand it over to Caitlin for Action Circle and coordinator updates.
Real quick, Lakeisha, you said something about a homecoming food drive coming up. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, Lauren will jump in too. So, every year we work together with Food Bank and ECU as far as doing a homecoming food drive. So the homecoming committee plans and gets all the sororities and fraternities together, all the other groups that compete against each other to raise as much food as they can, and they bring it all to the food bank, and therefore that benefits our partner agencies. So hoping to beat our number last year. I think the number last year was 26,000, Lauren. I believe that was the number last year. So I'm hoping to beat it.
It was around 17,000, so I just want to bring that number on down, because it was actually hosted in March of this past year, because last fall we technically couldn't host a homecoming food drive because of COVID. So they moved it to March. So Purple Pantry is still seeing the benefit. So next Friday, 23, and we got the final number actually today, student organizations will be competing amongst each other to donate, of course, canned food, water, and backpack items. And then they'll be providing a gift card to Purple Pantry for extra bonus points. So this is a partnership that we've had with Homecoming. committee for at least 7 or 8 years. And I believe we're one of the largest donations for the food bank Greenville branch. So we're excited to partake, and we'll let y'all know as far as how many pounds, but I'm excited to see what the final outcome will be next Friday, October 1st.
Okay, just didn't want to miss that that little chat bit. And also, Pastor Mary Francis said that the Bethel Community Garden is happy to take seeds, Eulalia.
Thank you. I just saw that. I'll be Mary Francis. Let me know how to get in touch with you, please.
So for Action Circle and coordinator updates, there wasn't a whole lot going on with Action Circles this month. The Nutrition Education Action Circle decided to take a break for a month, but they have, most of our Nutrition Education Action Circle members have been actively involved with the Healthy Pantry Committee. And back in July, we did a meal kit distribution at Catholic Charities, which went really well. The Food Security Action Circle, 2 of us met and there were some technical difficulties. So all across the board for Action Circles, it was there wasn't a whole lot going on this month, but the Farm and Economic Development Action Circle did meet this month for the first time since May. And that's where the discussions occurred that Mary Francis was talking about, with the building in Bethel that used to be the food hub. And we talked about, what was going on with the auction and just general ideas around economic development in our food system, for both farms and just, restaurants, local foods, all of the above. It was a really interesting conversation. And we had discussions recently about kind of meeting on a as wanted basis for that action circle, based on what's going on in the community. And we will be meeting next month to discuss our shared gifting event, because that is around farm and economic development. And that action circle date will be October 18th at 1 p.m. So you guys let me know if you want to participate in that. So that leads me into our community food strategy shared gifting event. We applied to participate in this event and we were accepted. We participated last year. This year, Lauren has volunteered to represent the Food Council. We do need one additional council member to participate. So those who are available, let me know. You do need to be available for both shared gifting days. And the event dates are September 30th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:45 p.m. and October 5th, 5:30 p.m. to 9:00 p.m. Last year, they were during the workday, and the feedback from several organizations was that a lot of the farmers who were hoping to participate and were involved with the actual receiving of the funds, it was really tough for them to take that slice out of the day. So they did move it to an evening slot this year. The launch event is this Friday from 11 a.m. to 12:15. That is not mandatory, but it is good if you have not participated in a shared gifting event and just want to know what it's about. And then the Visit NC Farms app, the press release went out, I believe, was that in August? Went out in August, and then we ended up not being able to meet in August. So the press release went out. Myself and Chris Stokes from Stokes Farm did a interview with WNCT last week at Stokes Farm, and that will air on Thursday. So hopefully we'll get more people aware of the app and using it. And then I wanted to share with you guys this tool. Before I move on, does anybody have any questions or thoughts about the Community Food Strategy Shared Gifting event or the Visit NC Farms app? No? Okay. Well, let me know after this if any of you are able to participate in the shared gifting event alongside Lauren. It's a really fun event. Lee and I did it last year, and it was really cool. So I don't know am I able to share my screen, Lee?
I can see if I can allow you to.
If not, I will just tell you guys about this tool that I was in. Try now. Okay. All right. So this is a tool that, so I'm just going to scroll up to the top, close your eyes if it's hard to look at, that was talked about at a recent Food Council Connection calls, Council's Connection call, which are held, I believe it's every month or every other month through Community Food Strategies. I try to attend all of them if I'm able, but this tool is through the Healthy Food Policy Project, and it gives really good working principles, specifically around racial equity. And it has this really cool chart that kind of shows where you are either as a food council or in a specific project. So it shows community engagement goals, the message to the community, and activities. And you can kind of look along the spectrum to see, what kind of actions you're taking, and, what impact it has on the community. And I just thought that was really cool because from a coordinator standpoint, I feel like we're really good at getting to level 3 as kind of an average for different projects we work on. And it was really interesting to hear how different communities feel like they can get to levels 4 and 5. So I think this is a really good tool to use as you're working with a community. And then there's also another asset-based approach, which we didn't get into as much on the call, but it's here for you guys to check out and work with. And I'll plug this link into the minutes if you guys want to check it out. But I just want to share that with you guys. And then there is a conference going on this week, which I had sent out a scholarship link to it that, again, Community Food Strategies was offering. It was supposed to be in Kansas City, and then it went virtual. I was waitlisted on it until this afternoon at 3. So I missed the first whole day yesterday and the first whole morning. And then the end of the day today because of obviously this meeting, but I will be able to participate all day tomorrow. And I believe it's called The Power of Food. And I was able to attend one workshop this afternoon before this call. And I thought it was really cool. One of the presenters talked about shared gifting. It was a council, it wasn't a council, it was like a state council collaborative out of Maine. And they do these shared gifting events all throughout the year so quickly that once they get the funding for it, it's typically about 3 weeks before they actually have the event and then distribute the funds. So it's kind of on a rolling basis that they do it. But it was interesting to hear about because the shared gifting event that we're participating in with Community Food Strategies, I hadn't heard about it, about this type of gifting until last year when we participated. So I thought it was really neat to hear about other councils throughout the state participating in similar events. So I'll be on the call all day tomorrow. So if I, get any cool tools or anything like that, I'll be sure to share them with you. That's about all I have for coordinator updates. Does anybody have any thoughts or questions, or I'll stop sharing my screen now. We can figure it out. There we go. So does anybody have any comments? And if not, we do still have a little bit more time. I don't know, Tom, if you wanted to say anything more about Joy Soup Kitchen. And just actually, let me just say, I had asked Tom on here really just like a week ago, and I got in touch with him because the Food Security Action Circle was interested in working with Joy Soup Kitchen. And Kayla connected me to Tom. And so he was thrilled to be able to come on here and see what we were all up to.
Well, if you ask Lauren, I just like to talk. But really what I'm interested in is making as many connections as I can here, because I believe that to move a mountain, one person can't do it. A bunch of people together can push that thing wherever they want to push it. So if there is anything that I can actually do for you guys also, a lot of people won't come to me because I am part of the soup kitchen and they think that they're taking from other people. But one thing that happens is, because of COVID, a lot of the restaurants, if they get something delivered wrong to them that's not on their order, Cisco and US Foods won't take that food back. They credit them. They give it to me. I will then repurpose and find homes for things. So there are lots of times when I come up with stuff that I don't need. Like I have a van full of stuff right now that I don't need, but I took because somebody's going to need it. So just please, just don't think of us as a poor soup kitchen, because we're not poor no more. And I believe Joy Soup Kitchen needs to give back to this community. And so if you guys ever need anything, I mean, I have a way of getting certain things. So let me know.
Awesome. So any other points to be talked about or discussed at this point? Or Caitlin, did you have anything else?
I didn't have anything else for today, Lauren.
Okay.
Other than I missed seeing all of you guys in August, and I'm very happy to be on again.
Yes, same here. And I don't think I've been for a couple of months. So it's great to see all y'all, and we're busy trying to make an impact. So kudos to all of y'all for the work that you're doing. It's being seen. So, but if nothing else, I will welcome a motion to adjourn the meeting. Kayla, I think that raised. James, I think that's a second. All right, well, I move to adjourn the meeting at 6:01. The next meeting I have, at least on my calendar, is October 19th. So we will see y'all then.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Have a good one.
Nice to meet everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Kelly.